taking the court today against the Philadelphia 76ers. This is a game that the Sixers aren't no punk at all. The Bulls are going to have to come in here locked in, prepared, ready to go, and just on a different level if they want a chance to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, have some fun. That's only we could do right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
Jesus, right after the intro music stopped, cough came. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm your host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every single social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the content for the day, and we are here for a pregame show as the Chicago Bulls are facing off against the Philadelphia 76ers. This is going to be an interesting game. Joel Embiid right now leading the league in scoring. The Philadelphia 76ers is the third best offense in the league, the seventh best defense in the league. They are one of the best rebounding teams in the league, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league per percentage. This is a team that literally every single thing they do well plays into every single thing the Chicago Bulls do bad. And so that's going to be the biggest thing to watch in a game like this is how the Bulls come in and perform against this team in the Miami Heat. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of faith in it. I just want to see my team compete. Like if they can just compete, that's the biggest thing in it all. If they can just compete, that's what I want to see. And let's hope that that's the case. I think that the Bulls, they've been playing well enough, right, to where that energy is always legit for this team. But they got some stuff that they need to work out for sure. And I'm not sure if the Bulls are going to be up and ready for the test. Let's hope that they are. We also Alex Caruso, Torrey Craig may both miss this game. If that happens, that's a lot of firepower you're missing from the team if they aren't playing and prepared in this. So man, let's just hope. I mean, listen, I'm not. One thing that I've learned with this Bulls team is every time it seems like hope is lost for this team, they find a way. They really find a way to come in and surprise people. And maybe they catch the Philadelphia 76ers off guard. Maybe the 76ers come in here not as prepared as what they've been at times. And maybe the Bulls can catch them slipping. Where do things have happened in the NBA? They're catching a team like the Philadelphia 76ers slipping. So let's hope that that's what the Bulls can do and take care of tonight. Like I said, your view on that mileage may vary when it comes down to it, my brother. Mileage may vary. But yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Right now, Io's playing at a really good level the last couple of games, defensively more so than scoring wise. He had that one really big scoring game. Patrick Williams, can he build off of his probably best game of the season so far? He played in that game against the Miami Heat. Can he do that? How DeMar, how Vooch are going to look in this game? All important factors for the Chicago Bulls. But this is a big test. This is a really big test. And listen, I'll say this: if the Bulls if they can even go toe to toe with this team, that's almost a win. You almost got to take that as a win if they can do that. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens with it. But let's go ahead and get into the comments. Let's see how you guys are feeling. Maybe you guys are a little bit more optimistic about this game than I am. We got Watch Slice in the building. Says Peace A's. Me and my wife are headed to the Wells Fargo now. See red. Let's go Bulls. Hey, bro. I mean, listen. I hope that you get to see a dominant Bulls win. That's all I can say. I hope you get to see the Bulls come in and absolutely just play a way that we none of us expect. They come in, they take care of business, they look good. Hopefully all that's the case, because I tell you what, this Bulls team, the thing that I like the most about this team and the way that they've been playing here lately isn't just because of the wins or losses or anything like that. It's the heart, right? I've said it before and categorized it like this. They're playing with that baby Bulls era type heart, that Kurt Heinrich, Luol Deng era Bulls they were just a tough team that always came in. They always competed. They always played tough. They never backed down from other teams. That's the type of team that this team has been playing like. Can they do that again? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I have my hopes. I have my doubts. I have a lot of things when it comes down to this team. But at the end of the day, I mean, we know what this team can be, right? And if they perform the way that they can and the way that they have at times before, things are going to go really good for him. If they don't, things are going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly real quick for him. I don't know who the hell's calling me from Massachusetts. I don't know anybody from Massachusetts, but hey, it is what it is there. But yeah, let's just hope, man. I got hopes for this team, like I've said many times before. I love the Chicago Bulls. As you guys all know, the Bulls are my squad. That's who I roll with. Never gonna stop. It's never gonna be anything different. But they got to come in here. You cannot have any type of lackadaisical performance against the Philadelphia 76ers. And the way that they gave up the big first and third quarter to the Miami Heat in that last game, it's just not going to cut it if that's what they try to do in this one. It's not going to cut it. So they have to come in and perform better than what they performed last time. They have to. And if they can't do that, man, it's going to be a long night for the Bulls. So let's hope that that's the case. Coolest JB in the building says, "Love that hoodie, my boy. This is turning into one. It's comfortable too. This is a soft, comfortable hoodie. I really do like this hoodie. It's a fire hoodie. I thoroughly enjoy this hoodie. So you're gonna have to pry this out of my cold, dead hands. Is what you're gonna have to do. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, man. Let's hope that the Bulls come in and perform, bro. Let's see. Chris says, headed to the game. Let's fucking go Bulls. Kobe masterclass. Let's hope, man. I mean, one thing with Kobe White and the way that he's been playing, Kobe White has left it all on the court. And we talked about it over on Locked On Bulls, right? It's not just a step. Almost calling it just a step is almost like undervaluing what Kobe White's been doing this season. He's been outright balling. It's not just a step. If he keeps this up the whole season, it's safe to say that Kobe White has made the leap. Not just now, he still has to go on and be consistent after the season because we've seen it with Chicago Bulls players before. A player will have one really good season and then kind of drop off the map again. We don't want to see that in any case, but you do want to see this team come in and perform. You do want to see Kobe White stay consistent in what he's doing. And if he does that, it's going to be solid. Like, it's going to be solid. He got more than enough. More than enough. Robert in the bill says, "Oh my God, Haize gear. That gear's fire." I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Austin in the building says, "Join. Well, oh, we're getting. Are you guys hearing that? Can you still hear me okay? Let me know if you're still hearing me okay. Please let me know if you're still hearing me okay. Because right now, I don't think it sounded too good. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Does it sound okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Does everything still sound good? Can everybody hear me? Let me know that. All right, we're not getting any comments right now. Nobody's commenting to tell me if the stream was sounding okay. That sounds good. All right, bet we're good. We're also streaming over on Instagram Live. So this is the first co-stream with Instagram Live we got going at the same time. So good. Everything's good, going good. Everything's good. All right, cool. Now we're getting back into it. Let's get back into the shits. Let's get back into the shits. All right. Let's see. Corey Barnes in the building. Corey Barnes says, "I think the only chance we have is if Embiid gets ejaculated." Wow. Why does he need to get ejaculated? Why okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. You want to see if he get ejaculated. Shout out to Dwight. Crazy on that one. I know Joel Embiid is averaging rebounds out of this world, but as a whole, I don't think the Philadelphia 76ers are a good rebound and saying, especially with a good rebound team when Joel goes out of the game. Well, listen, yes, Joel Embiid is at, but where the Philadelphia 76ers are isn't just because of Joel Embiid. For example, the Bulls have somebody who's only averaging 1.5 rebounds less per game than Joel Embiid, but we're not remotely coming up to that same level. So I can't say personally that it's just Joel Embiid. They still are rebounding well enough as a team. Now, if you take Joel Embiid off that team, they're probably an average rebounding team, but they're still, again, you got Joel Embiid there. They're one of the best rebounding team in the league. Hey, somebody is talking shit. It showed up in my feed. I don't remember the name. It was like, oh, don't worry about Ghost of Judah. He's mad because he got cooked absolutely on Chicago Bears Central. He's trying to talk shit with his little cronies, and it's never going to penetrate because guess what? Listen, I am Chicago sports. That's it. That is what it is. People can hate it. People can deny it. People cannot like it. Haize, Chicago, Chi-Town Sports Central family, Cognac Boys, C-Dub, Bobby, Steve-O, Big Kev, you throw in Pat the designer. We run Chicago sports. That's it. Anybody else who has a problem with it, they just fighting the momentum. It's not going to stop. We right now are running Chicago sports, period. Hey, how do you feel about Levine, Carter, and Craig for Barnes, Herter, Davion, listen, that's too much. You're not getting that much. Also, you got to keep in mind, yeah, I don't think you're getting all that. You're not trading on that. I do think that Torrey Craig, Javon Carter could be thrown in that deal. Plus, I don't think the contracts match on that one, but you're not going to get all that back. Now, you're trying to get everything back that we need, and I understand that to a degree, but you're not going to, that's not really a realistic deal. Vincent Harris says Chicago love ending winning streaks. Deal. I believe it's going to happen tonight. No big, keep hope alive, my brother. Hey, listen, if that happens, if the Chicago Bulls come in here and take care of business, then who could be mad at it? Who could be mad at you? Want to see the Chicago Bulls take care of business? I don't know anybody who wants to see the Bulls lose. So, that's what we hope comes down to, and the Bulls could take care of business. Like that's just it. That's it. The hoodie has become iconic, like Michael Jordan's glove, Michael Jackson's glove. But on a serious note, Kobe has mastered the crab dribble that he learned this offseason from CP3. Listen, I mean not Chris Paul. Kobe White has added so much to this game. It's not even just the dribbling. Yes, the dribbling's tighter, those type of things. The ball handling's tighter. Then even outside of that, one thing that we're seeing Kobe do as well that he hasn't really always had the best grasp on is the controlling the change of speed and the change of direction. Kobe right now, part of the reason he's penetrating so well is the fact that the change of direction and the change of speed is elite. Kobe's already always been one of the fastest players in the NBA, but it's not just about going baseline to baseline speed all the time in the NBA. It's understanding when to kick in the nitro, so to say, and he's doing that at a high level right now. Doing that at a high level. Let's see what else we got. Haize, do you think that if the Bulls can somehow be around 500 at the end of the season, Kobe can win Most Improved Player? He has no shot if the Bulls have a bad record. Well, I used to say that as well, Jake, but then somebody corrected me, and I got to give them credit for it. Is that uh, Larry Markkinen won Most Improved Player of the Year on a team that had a losing record last season. So while I usually agree with you, I do think that there's precedent if the storyline is big enough for Kobe to potentially win that Most Improved Player of the Year. Now, he has to keep it up the whole season long, but I do think that there is a chance of that, more chance than I initially thought. By the way, y'all see my look at that. Which side is it on? Y'all see that? Look at that. That's epic, bro. Ain't nobody else doing it like me. So when you talk about your Bulls merch, please include socks, undergarments, and drinkware. You got to include it all. Ain't nobody matching me on Bulls merch. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm the king of Bulls merch. That's it. That's it. Hey, bro, can't say I see us winning, but I hope we keep heart and effort for the whole game. Shout out to Quentin from Let's Talk Bulls. Actually, Quentin, I got some business to talk to you about. Quentin has officially earned an opportunity to be drafted up to Chi-Town Sports Central. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all make sure y'all go and check out Quentin over at Let's Talk Bulls. Dude's killing it over there, killing it. Um, I'm still salty about that last Heat game, not calling times out, not getting the rebound. So, do you think we could trade Zach LaVine for more players with size and length to get those rebounds? Well, Melvin, like I said before, and I said this on a couple of episodes, you're not going to get like right now. The biggest thing that the Chicago Bulls should be looking for in a potential Zach LaVine trade is getting the most talent back possible. Let everything else work itself out. Yeah, it would be nice if you can get some size, if you can get some length in there. Aha. But with that being said, I think that the first and foremost thing you're looking for is talent. You're looking for talent all up and down the roster. We need talent and maybe some depth in some places, and then maybe you look to supplement in the offseason. So it would be nice if we can get a four back, right, or something like that. But don't think that that's going to be likely with some of the teams that we're hearing are interested in Zach LaVine now. It could be all smoke and mirrors that everybody that we're hearing about isn't necessarily going to actually get involved in the Zach LaVine market. But if that happens, like I think if it's the teams that we're hearing about, it's not going to be a lot of that. It's good to hear Zach's, but well, okay, all right. I should have proofread. That's crazy. That's crazy. Kobe versus Maxey is going to be fun to watch. Oh, absolutely. That is the matchup. If you're talking about any one matchup to look forward to in this game, it's definitely Kobe White and Tyrese Maxey. That's going to be an important matchup in this game. And if Kobe White can win that matchup, that goes a long way in that storyline stuff we're talking about as well. So hopefully that's the case. And we'll see. We'll see. Hold on, I gotta send this real quick. All right. Bam. All right. Let's see. We got another one from Quentin from Let's Talk Bull says, you can tell that the game is truly slowed down for Kobe. He understands what's happening and is thinking ahead. Yeah. And he's also like I've always like to point out with Kobe because I think that it's important to point this out because we haven't had this in a while from the Chicago Bulls, a player on the Bulls. He's growing into a leader. One of the best things that I saw in the last game against Miami Heat wasn't just Patrick Williams dunk. That was great to see as well. Shout out to Jaime Jaquez. That boy's neck is probably still whoa, still hurting on the neck. But outside of that, it was to see Kobe White on the sideline talking to everybody else. Um, so yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That, and Kobe White's just growing great as a leader, and if he continues that path, we're gonna not only have a new best player on the team, we're gonna have a leader on the team finally, a vocal leader. And that's listen, that isn't even necessarily a knock on Zach. That's just who Zach Levine is. He's never been a real vocal leader. Kobe White's turning into that. Bulls for Life says, getting so effing tired of all the Zach Levine shit. I just want to see it over and done with. Agreed. And I said that, and people were like, well, why do you just want the Bulls to hurry up and do a trade? It's like, that's not context, my brother. I don't want the Bulls to just trade Zach. Um, to just trade him. I want the Bulls to trade Zach Levine to just get it over with. Like, I know it's going to take time. I understand that we could be going into mid to late January until Zach Levine's traded. I don't want you to rush and just take whatever deals on out there. But I'm just ready for it to be over with because one thing that it's taken away from the storyline of the Chicago Bulls right now should just be about Kobe White's ascension into where he is now. But it can't be that because we're so busy talking about and have to consistently talk about the Zach Levine trade. Who's interested? Where he's going? What's the value? Is DeMar going to get traded too? Like at some point, I'm just ready for the trade nonsense to be over with, so we can just focus on basketball and celebrate the growth that we're seeing from Kobe White. That's what I want to be focused on: the growth of Kobe White. He has deserved it. He has earned it. His play has been indicative of it. This is the type of thing that we should be able to just talk about, focus on this season, is just talking about how good Kobe White is. That's what we should be talking about. But because we can't do that because of storylines, it is what it is. Also, announced 12 minutes ago, Alex Caruso will play tonight. Now, how many minutes that's going to be, it remains to be seen. I hope the Bulls are conscious of the minutes that he's playing. But Alex Caruso is playing tonight. That means that your starting lineup is going to be probably pretty straightforward. Kobe, AC, DeMar, Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic is probably going to be your starting lineup. Shout out to AC for making it back. Nothing on Torrey Craig yet from what I'm seeing. But if you guys see something else, please let me know in the comment section. JK in the building says, Haize, what are your keys to winning the game now? I kind of already talked about it. You got to rebound the ball as well as you can. You have to limit turnovers. You have to take efficient shots. You cannot allow the Philadelphia 76ers to have a big quarter on you where you just go through these large scoring droughts. You cannot do that against a team like the Philadelphia 76ers. And you notice I didn't even put on that contain Embiid because I don't think you can. I think this is one of those situations where you're coming into this game trying to stop everything else around Joel Embiid and make Joel Embiid beat you. Because even if Joel Embiid goes off for 50, if you stop everybody else and force them to have inefficient nights, you're gonna win that game. That's the thing that I'm looking for in this game. We got Robert Williams says this Shea guy is the biggest casual ever. But anyway, let's hope Embiid doesn't drop 75 on us. That's crazy. Not Shea. Hey, Shea's a good dude. Tell them Lurking Sixers fans to like and like and subscribe. Hey man, don't be a hater all your life, is what I can say. Do not be a hater all your life. Jay Hamad in the building says, what up, Haize? Been a while, my bro. Hope you're well. Watching the game here in Australia today. Well, I'm glad you're watching from Australia. I'm mostly okay. You know how I'm doing it out here, man. I'm just out here living, bro. That's it. I'm just out here living. The best merch in the game. By the way, let me take a drink out of my cup. Just saying, man. I'm just saying. Ain't nobody doing it like me. Ain't nobody doing it like me right now. My little cocky, yeah. I'm in a good mood again, guys. Like, you remember the last time when coming in, and maybe that means we're gonna lose again, but I'm in an excellent mood, and I don't know why. You know what it is? I just had some coffee. So I had to take some coffee because I'm that's water. But I had to drink some coffee, and I made this brown, no, not made, but I got this brown sugar syrup, simple syrup to add to it. Hey man, that is it's fire. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's fire. Yeah, listen, don't go to Starbucks. Make sure that your home. Stop being lazy. Ant the big homie says, bro, if Doc Brown loaned you the DeLorean this time last year, which trade would you have accepted on the ones that were reported? I still think that the New York Knicks offered the best trade for Zach Levine. I think what we heard at the trade deadline is that they offered RJ Barrett, Isaiah Hartenstein, 2 first round picks, and a pick swap. So that's 3 first-round picks. And RJ Barrett is not a Zach LaVine replacement by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that there's something to be said with how the Bulls are playing now with moving the ball around. I think RJ Barrett could fit well in there. Is he still gonna frustrate us? Absolutely. Is he gonna have defensive lapses? Absolutely. But I don't think the Bulls are gonna get offered that mix of young talent on top of that many first-round picks in the trade market for Zach LaVine right now. I still think that that's the best package that this front office ever going to be offered from Zach LaVine, and it sucks. And it sucks. Fucking spot on about the Kobe White extension story versus the Zach trade. Like that's just I'm somebody like don't get me wrong. You guys see it. I'm the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. So when news drops, I drop. That's the simple mindset around here. You guys know it. You can set your clocks to it. If there's news that dropped about the Chicago Bulls, keep your feeds open because the video is coming from me shortly thereafter, not even before you've heard the news. But taking it even away from that, though, the thing that I hate about this is that I just want to talk basketball, right? That's what I got into this for. When I originally started this channel, it's because of my love for the team. And yes, I love talking about everything that goes on with this team, even trade. But I just hate having this trade shadow over the team. I know it's fun for casuals. It's fun for the people who like to go in and create the trade machine type things. I know this is a fun time for them. And have your fun. I'm not one to hate on it. Have all the fun that you can have with this right now. But the thing that I'm looking at and saying is that I'm just ready to talk basketball. And we haven't seen a story like Kobe White's in a while here in a Bulls uniform. We haven't. I was talking to Pat about it. I think the last time we had a story like this was Jimmy Butler's descent, right? Even Zach Levine, because it was kind of gradual and he's coming back from injury, he flashed some things with Minnesota. We didn't draft him. I think that it was still a little bit different even when Zach was having his most efficient season, right? So it's different when it's somebody that you've drafted, you've watched develop. You've seen the hate around Kobe White at times where people were saying, "Hey, Kobe should be traded. Kobe should be this." And I just think um, that the storyline of Kobe is just so good. It's so good, right? Bro, you had me dying, laughing in your pod about the Zach to the Kings trade. Man said, "Send him to 10 buck fucking 2." Listen, that's what it comes down to. I don't care where Zach LaVine wants to go. I get it. Um, hats off to him and Rich Paul for having their destinations and being able to be in that position. But ultimately, what I wanna see is my team get the best deal back, period. That's the most important thing that I care about right now. I don't care about none of that other shit. Don't give a fuck about it. I don't care where he wants to go. I don't care right now if we send him to the Guangdong Tigers. I don't give a damn, right? Don't care. Don't care. Can they trade for Jonathan Majors? Oh, that's crazy. That's wild. Bro, I will have that cup with me everywhere. That bitch tough and hey man, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this fucking cup. I just if I can throw it off the right way. That's a cup, bro. That's a cup. That's a cup. It is what it is, man. Is Embiid playing? Why would Embiid not be playing? I don't think that there was any question on Embiid playing or not. Um, I just wanna say I love when Kobe and I are on the floor at the same time. I mean, there's something to be said, like, I think people forgot because it's been so long. That first season that after we drafted Io DeSumo, when we had Lonzo Ball and things like that, Kobe and Io built a pretty damn good chemistry coming off the bench together, and it was really good to see. Now we ended up moving away from that because Io moved into the starting lineup, things like that. But I'm not really surprised that they're playing too good together. I'm not surprised at all. At this point last season, every fake fan wanted Kobe traded. Well, I don't know about last season, maybe, right? But I remember it being the highest coming into the 2021-22 season. Everybody was just like, "Oh, Kobe, we're gonna trade Kobe for size. Kobe's a goner." Matter of fact, one of the first October 7th, 2020, that would have been 2021, is where I dropped that video on the Bulls would be crazy to trade Kobe White. And people thought I lost my fucking mind. And again, when you start off in this YouTube thing, I'm sure many people can attest to it. Everybody doubts everything you say. When you first start off, everybody doubts everything, and then it's amazing how and people think that gaining subscribers changes you. If you're good at what you do, it doesn't. But it changes the perception around you, right? So, like me being there and starting off and being somebody who I think at that point had like 300 subscribers, saying the Bulls would be crazy to trade Kobe White. Everybody's like, Haize, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Is this the hill you want to die on? You don't know what you're talking about. You're going to be so disappointed come the trade deadline. And now, if I was to drop that same video now with having 16,000 subscribers, people would be, oh, Haize, why do you think? Oh, that makes sense. Oh, Haize, you make some good points. What are we doing here? Like, but so it, it is what it is. I always remember that time because I got cooked in the comments. Like that was one of the first times in dropping the video. I was like, "Hey, these motherfuckers hate." Like I don't know how much longer I'm gonna do this. And now to look at it and how it is, and the fact that he is literally one of the best players that we have on this team. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wolves for Life says, I think Embiid was questionable with the hamstring or some shit. When I checked the injury report earlier today, when I did the daily episode, he wasn't on there at all. I'm gonna check it now to see if he's on there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they did update it. He is listed as day to day, and Marcus Morris is listed as out. So there you go. I don't think we've got it. That's crazy. I mean, I did make the daily episode at like 6:30 in the morning, so that would make some sense there. You talked about Kobe's ability to penetrate defenses. He needs to be careful penetrating too well. He might get We've all had a early day. That's all I can say on that. We've all had that time. Now, I mean, hopefully it happened when you were like in your teenage years. Hopefully you ain't out here 30 plus still having early entry issues. But I'm not one to judge. That's not on me to judge. I don't judge people. I mean, hey, whatever happens between you and her happens between you and her. By the way, do y'all like the new lights? Y'all noticed the new lights? Like, do you remember how the ones I used to have behind me, like the actual LED part was like really small? Have y'all noticed the new lights? Is that just something I did for myself and nobody noticed that it's like all LED now? Like, come on, I'm giving y'all upgraded content here, fellas. I'm giving y'all upgraded shit here. Nobody's even. I'm just messing with y'all. I mean, it is upgraded, but it's more for me than anybody else anyway. Uh, at this point, the only thing I'm thinking about trading is losing record for a winning record for our guys. Hey, if it was that simple, I absolutely, absolutely. Now that Zach is all but gone, most likely, I truly think we can get two of the four: Monk, Herter, Barnes, Mitchell from the Kings for Zach and Carter. We'd be a better overall team, and I think that that's probably going to be the framework you're going to go. You're going to see. I think you're going to see something around Kevin Herter for sure because he's their starting shooting guard. And I think that Monk, I don't know about the Monk part of it. Harrison Barnes for sure. And I do think that they're going to either try to get Javon Carter or Torrey Craig in that trade. Now, I'll say this. Torrey Craig is a much better player than Harrison Barnes. Steve-O hates it. I don't as much. If the Bulls were to have to include Torrey Craig back because maybe the Kings are looking for some defense and adding more offense in Zach LaVine, and we got Harrison Barnes back, I'm not mad at it for 1 year. It is what it is. Is it a great pick? No. Hopefully, next season we're talking about Julian Phillips or Dalen Terry being ready to step in those spots anyway. So now my sound's getting cut in and out. All right. I don't know what the fuck is happening. It was fine for a second. Is it still getting cut in and out? Guys, let me know. Let me go update. Is it still how's it sound? How's it sounding now? How's it sounding now? Why is it yellow though? The light. It's actually not yellow. It's a red light. Just like this is red. But the color grading, so the the LUT I use on my camera doesn't come Restream doesn't read it well in a live stream. It's the same color as when I do my pre-recorded video. It's always red, but Restream doesn't so I record I record at 6K. That's what I record at on this side of the studio. The other side of the studio is a 12K camera. I record in 12K raw, and Restream can't process that correctly, so it downgrades it, and then my colors don't come out correctly. So it's actually red. Just like this cup is way more red than it looks like. For some reason, Restream just does not read red correct. It just doesn't. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So it's red. I promise you, it's red. But yeah. What else we got here? Bulls Daily in the building. Shout out to my brother Bulls Daily. Says that trade rumor is just really a blessing in disguise. Notice how poorly the team was playing energy off slow starts before. This team is playing like they actually want to win and win with each other. I'll say this, right? There's something to be said about when a player tells you, "I don't want to be here." Right? And I think that that's something about it. When a player tells you, "I don't wanna be here," and you guys look around like, "Oh, you don't wanna play with us? Bet." And not to say that they hate Zach, not to say that they dislike Zach all of a sudden, but I think there's something to be said now with that collective chip on a team's shoulders if somebody says, "I don't wanna play here," and you're like, "You don't wanna play with us? With us? Alright, bet. Watch that. Hold that L." I think it's something to be said with that. So, definitely gotta look at that as well. Whenever you start 4X, listen, I gotta take care of everybody, bro. First of all, I'm fat too. I gotta take care of everybody. So, it is what it is there. Let's see. Sound is A1. People are saying sound is A1. Alright, so, let's see. Archangel says it's not cutting completely out your sound. It sounds like listening to someone on speaker. I hate it when I'm gonna probably have to cut the Instagram live stream. For some reason, like it starts off great, but then when you co-stream the Instagram live, it starts fucking with the sound, and I don't understand why. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world. Now it's a snowstorm. All right. Why Instagram? Sorry. I don't know what's now. It should be better now. Let me know if it's better now. Um, yeah, let me know if it's better now. That should probably be okay now. Sydney in the building says, "I don't know why I'm sad about Zach leaving. Are you kind of the mindset where you've come to the terms that Zach is leaving and okay with it?" I mean, I've been a basketball fan for 37 years. It's not anything to me that's surprising when the player leaves. I was heartbroken when Ben Gordon left the Chicago Bulls. Heartbroken. I texted my dad, "It's a sad day in Chicago, man." My dad was like, "I think we're gonna be fine without him." I'm like, "What do you mean? It's Ben Gordon." I think that was the last time I really got sad about a player leaving. That's not to say that I hate it when Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose left to go to the Knicks. I hated when Jimmy Butler got traded. I hated when Bobby Portis left. But I'm over the point now where I'm shocked by anything. I think at this point, it's just business, and it's business as business does when it comes to it, in my opinion. So it is what it is there. Always so helpful, Archangel. Let's go game. It's game day. You already know. All this talk about ejections has me thinking, Hayes, where's Christian's mom when you wow. I ain't got nothing to say about that. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. All right. Vincent Harris says, "What do you think? You think we can get Giannis Antetokounmpo for Zach LaVine and Billy Gump?" I mean, yeah, it's slight work. I mean, they got to throw in a couple of first round picks in that too, right? Like, how dare you try to send this only Giannis Antetokounmpo for Zach LaVine? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Right? No, we need about 15 first round picks on that. Um, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need the actual city of Milwaukee to change itself to Chicago Light. That's what we're gonna have to do. Like real talk. Like you can't just give us Giannis Antetokounmpo for Zach LaVine. That's crazy. You think there's any possibility Zach is doing this to get the team to play better? Because seeing him on the bench all pumped up during the gameplay has part of me feeling like he's gonna stay. Well, listen, you're gonna get pumped up about like think about it like this. Players get pumped up watching the All-Stars play. They don't really mean anything. The All-Star game is trash, right? This is still your guys. It's still your locker room. It's still people that you built these relationships with over years. So you're gonna get excited to see those players play well. But I do not put Zach LaVine in the cerebral part of being able to say, I'm doing all this for XYZ. I don't think Zach's that smart. And I don't mean that like on his common sense, but I don't think that's what he's doing. I'm not sad about Zach. I feel like we're not trading him early. We can see it's not working anymore. I mean, everything kind of runs its course. Oh, that cut me to when B7 left because he was the perfect running mate with D Rose. I don't know if he was perfect, but I mean, especially looking at how we tried, like, especially what that team turned into a year or two down the road. Like, had you been able to hold on to Ben Gordon and then you built that team of keeping Luau Dang and bringing in Carlos Boozer, Avantage Gibson off the bench, Mir Sheik are there, Ronnie Brewer coming off the bench. Like that would have been a crazy team. I think that the Chicago Bulls would have beat the Miami Heat that year in the Eastern Conference Finals if Ben Gordon stayed and kept playing at the level he did. Keep in mind, he fell off a cliff after he left the Chicago Bulls. But I do think that that would have been something crazy. I sound like that. You know what? I got to refresh real quick. I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Sounds guys. Let me know if the sound is better now. again, restream, be restream. I don't know why add this whole Instagram live co-streaming thing if it's just gonna sound like shit the moment you put Instagram live. You know what they probably did it on? They probably meant to just stream the Instagram live by itself. I'm probably gonna have to bring up a separate computer to stream the Instagram or a laptop or something, or just put my phone up to if I want to do the Instagram live thing. But yeah, it still sounds like it. Or not anymore. Okay, I was about to say, yeah, it should be better now. Should be better. Yeah, Alex Caruso is playing today. He is available. Is available. That's good to hear. It's Hornets and the Hornets announcers was trash. Trash. You know what though? One thing that I've seen in trying to watch other teams is that our announcing team is really some of the best in the NBA. Like Stacy and Adam and Michael when he's in there, it's the best. It's the best. BKR Sports says, I told you already the audio is due to Joel Embiid being scared of the smoke and trying to shut you down. Listen, Joel Embiid can't even talk well enough, right? So I honestly think that the team is better off without Zach. I wonder if Zach is starting to realize we are better off without him too, with the way that they're playing. It's making him look kind of bad too. I mean, yeah, yeah, like Zach Levine not being. Look, you know what? I could have listened to the audio myself. How does it sound? Do, 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 do. Oh, that's what's causing it. All right, we should be good now. What the like? I fucking hate ESPN. They ads just start randomly playing. But yeah, let's see what else we got in the building. One thing I said before, Haize, our network announcers are very, very biased. Not our guys, true professionals. Yeah, other network announcers. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think when you Stacy King criticizes the Chicago Bulls just as hard as he does any other team, and it's crazy to see that. It's crazy to see. Hope Caruso can play for more than 4 minutes tonight, and that they aren't running him back to too soon again. I think the thing with Caruso is that to they're always going to want Alex Caruso to be out there if he wants to be out there, and I think that that's just what it comes down to. And we'll end up seeing how that ends up affecting Alex Caruso. I hope that he can stay healthy. One thing that's dangerous about the whole Alex Caruso thing as well is the fact that it's his foot. It can always get stepped on. Your foot can always get stepped on in the game of basketball, and so that's going to be something that's dangerous out there as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Nas in the building. What's going on, fam? Glad to have you in the building. BKR Sports says, I refuse to listen to opposition commentary. Having NBA Pass is great, as you can listen to the commentary you want from either team. Completely. That's one reason I always subscribe to League Pass, because I immediately go in and changes to the Chicago Bulls commentary team. So just popped in. How are you doing? I'm expecting a lackluster day from Kobe, but a good night from DeMar. We will see. Why are you? I'm interested to hear. Why are you expecting a lackluster night from Kobe? Let me know. Let me know. Is Torrey Craig out? Yes, Torrey Craig is out. Love hearing Stacy talk about how the team and calling out players that's a true fan of the sport. Yeah, listen, Stacy is great at what he does. There are not many people in the league that can do it like Stacy King does it. It's that just is what it is. And so getting to hear Stacy King on commentary is something special. And I think it's something that like everybody, if you want to get in this game and you want to learn how to be an entertaining podcaster, I would say as well. Listen, Stacy King on commentary will help you be a better podcaster. He's not even podcasting, but just the way that he leads the conversations, the way that he incorporates jokes in there, then how he has the running jokes. Like people, that's an underrated thing for people who listen or watch every single Chicago Bulls game, and he has the running jokes that we know. That's huge, right? That's something that it's amazing. It's amazing. I hope we can build a Bulls culture similar to Miami. Hey, that takes years. That takes years to be able to do that. Nathan says, we don't need a replacement for Zach. We need a player that will match Kobe, Io, and P. Will's flow. Like it or not, Billy is here to say. Agree. Billy is here to say. I said that over on Locked On Bulls today. We were talking about things, and I was just like, one of the things is you got to realize in this is that Billy Donovan isn't going anywhere, and he's not. And you can take that for what you will, but Billy Donovan is here. He's here. He's going to be here. He ain't going nowhere. The front office nor the ownership is looking to move off of Billy Donovan. And so at that point, like building a team solid from top to bottom is going to help. With Caruso playing now, do you feel like We have a better chance now. Also curious to see how Pat Bev plays against us. Haha. He'll be excited to see Billy Donovan. I mean, yeah, having Alex Caruso out there always extends the Bulls' chances of winning, right? That's always going to be the case. He's always going to make it a higher probability of the Bulls being able to win. But let's just see if Alex Caruso can finish this game today. Can he finish the game today? That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Christian in the building says, Haize, what are your thoughts on people who go to the Ja Rule Nelly concerts? You're fucking losers. You're losers. In the year of our Lord, 2023, about to be 2024, if you are paying good money, because those tickets are like $200 a pop. If you paying good, hard-earned money to go see Nelly and Ja Rule, Nelly is the worst live performer I've ever seen in my life. For many of you guys know, I lived in St. Louis for 12 years. I saw Nelly easily. I walked into the pageant and would see Nelly performing like it was goddamn watching the water flow. But like Nelly sucks. Don't pay good money to see Nelly. Don't pay your hard-earned money to see Nelly, unless it's Nelly Furtado. Don't go pay to see Nelly perform. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, come on. What are we really doing out here? You're a fucking loser. That's what we're doing. Like, stop being losers. Don't do dumb shit. Be smart. Let's Talk Bulls says, I honestly expect Kobe will come out hot this game, especially after a slow start against the Heat. Let's hope so. Listen, at the end of the day, the thing that I said too is that Kobe going through what he went through in that game and learning how to still impact the game and not give up on a shot, amazing to see. Amazing to see. Archangel in the building says, is it just me though, or sometimes is Adam Amin not quite biased enough? Like when we are losing, please, Adam, stop slobbering on the opposition quite so thick. I mean, here's the thing. Adam Amin, I think you have to realize, while he is from Chicago, he's not, I don't think he's a Chicago Bulls fan. I just don't get that feel from him. So, you know, it is what it is. Adam Amin's been missing a lot of games too. There's been a lot of mark out there as well lately. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion on it. If Philly win, Pat Bev will feel like he won a championship and be crying on the sideline again, like when he beat the Clippers in the play-in. That's funny. That's hilarious. Need Javon to step it up. Oh, facts. Like Javon Carter has been playing like absolute ball cheeks. Like he has the occasional good game, but it's been mostly ball cheeks out there. And we got to get it together with Javon Carter. When that shot's falling for him, it looks so good, but we got to get it together. I would like us to go and get a 3-and-D 2-guard, but I understand the talent argument the front office wants. Yeah, I think that's at the end of the day. You're looking for talent. Some people are going to say a 3-and-D 2-guard. Some people are going to say go out and get some size, a power forward, whatever it is. I just hope that they get talent that fits in. So surprisingly enough, starters are out. Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu still getting the start with Alex Caruso being available. DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic. So with Ayo still getting the start, that tells me do not expect to see Alex Caruso play a lot of minutes today. So watch out for that. Caruso's probably not going to play a lot of minutes today. He's probably on a minutes restriction or something like that. Yeah, he sounds too excited sometimes when the opponents score. I mean, like I said, I don't get the feel that like Adam Amin's like this lifelong Chicago Bulls fan. Like I just don't get that from him. So, and that's fine. That's not to say that you can't still be a damn good commentator, because he's still a damn good at what he does, right? Both in all the sports that he does. Hell, the dude covered golf and made it sound exciting. So, shout out to him. Quentin says, I like this. Let Caruso come back slowly. Yeah, I mean, listen. I'm not against that at all either, brother. Jack Holland in the building. Glad to see Ayo still starting. Let AC bring some energy to our bench. Our bench has been slacking in our recent losses. Yeah, but I think it's also maybe a way to safeguard Caruso against himself, right? I think probably look, and this is, we can come back and look at this at the end of the game. I would say do not expect Alex Caruso to play more between 18 and 20 minutes in this game. And that's still probably on the high end for somebody who's dealing with a foot injury. But that's probably what we're looking at for Alex Caruso in this game. 18 to 20 minutes coming off the bench, which is still a lot of minutes coming off the bench. So I like Adam Amin when we are winning, especially, but sometimes we're losing. Adam gets a little too much salt in the wounds. That's funny. But see, Adam isn't biased. He doesn't have 100% loyalty to the book. Agreed, right? Agreed. And there is something to be said to that because Stacy King, love him. And Stacy King, I wouldn't say is biased either, but you know that Stacy King loves this organization. Hell, he's not from here. He's been here forever. So yeah. Ben 10 in the building says the Windy City Bulls are entertaining, not gonna lie. Hey, I've been telling you guys for a while now. I've been telling people for the better part of a year. Check out Windy City Bulls games. Like, I'm dead serious. You have to understand the level of competition you're watching. But I do think that it brings its own brand. Once you kind of remove the expectations that you're going to see an NBA level game and just watch the competition for what it is, G League games can be really, really entertaining. Really entertaining. Hey, what's up, Haize? Did you watch the last Windy City Bulls game yesterday? I absolutely did. I actually have to do Windy City Bulls video. I was gonna do one today, but then the Zach LaVine Kings news dropped. I want to kind of give it some space, so maybe I'll drop it late tonight to go early in the morning. Usually overnight videos do pretty well, but you'll be getting that video at some point in time. Let's see. I feel like when Io and Kobe are on the floor together, our offense is stagnant. I mean, it could be that at times, but I won't say that it's necessarily. To me, when Io and Kobe are on the court together, for the offense not to be stagnant, everybody has to move, and we have to be rebounding the ball well to get out in transition. If we do that, we the offense usually still looks pretty good. Adam Amin is just cut in the mold of a national broadcaster. He grew up a Bulls fan. My bro went to middle school with him. Well, and Pat, the designer, actually went to, I think it was either middle school or high school with Adam Amin. Pat went to school with him too. So you can call me Mag. Well, shout out to Mag. Yeah, because I'm not pronouncing that. I almost called you Malbolgia from Spawn. So Ricky Fontaine says, watch every time the game gets tight. And if Kobe or Pat is rolling, DeMar going to bring his, let me get that shot nephew ass on this fucking thing. So that's crazy. That's wild. That's rude. That's a little rude there, my guy. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it's inaccurate, but that's crazy to say that, man. You just in front of the kids in this economy, you just gonna drop a joke like that? That's wild, my guy. That's crazy, man. That's unfortunate. That's wild to see that in the year of our Lord 2024. That's crazy, bro. I mean, it's not to say that it's inaccurate. That's just crazy. That's wild. And we'll watch for DeMar DeRozan to see if he does that. By the way, I got something to show you. So I'm just gonna put this up on the screen. You guys can take that for what you will. Some people will understand it, some people won't. For those that get it, I love you. For those that don't get it, you'll figure it out at some point in time. But shout out to we're just gonna leave that there. Ricky came in here, made me think of it. I'm just gonna leave that there. Y'all can figure the rest out later. Let's see what else we got. If Embiid doesn't cause Caruso to hydroplane on his beard sweat, we have a chance. Okay. Wow. All right. Shout out to the beard sweat. As an Aussie, I wouldn't really know. Do the Windy City Bulls get a crowd to watch them? Do you have any idea what the crowd numbers are like? I don't know, but you can watch it. It's all on YouTube. So they air it on the G League YouTube page. You can always watch Windy City Bulls game. It'd be enough people there. They're in a much smaller gym as well. I think is it at the Wintrust? It's much smaller gym. DeMar, bring your own ball to road. That's crazy. That's wild. Do you think Vooch is decreasing his IQ and shot making these IQ? No, Vooch is always going to be a smart player. I do think that he's taking some questionable shots, which he has also commented on himself. But his IQ, no. I don't have a question about the IQ. Ricky Fontaine says, "F them kids." That's crazy. That's wild. Why the kids gotta take the shot there, bro? Melvin in the building says, the past losses with the Bears and Bulls in particular, bad coaching. This is why I can live with growing pains from the young players, but these coaches are boneheaded to help them achieve wins and grow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see what else we got in the building. Vooch was a victim to great coaching adjustments from Spo last game. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, the at the end of the day, like, Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches at adjustments in the NBA right now. And so, yeah, Spo definitely It was a big reason of why the Miami Heat won that game. The fact Haize pronounced it as Aussie instead of how most Americans pronounce it as Aussie shows why he's the best in the game. Do Americans really pronounce it that way? That's crazy. That's crazy. Whoop, I started some other shit, some other bullshit. What did you start now? Pat made his post the last game, so who he is ready to watch him get blocked the next 5 games. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. My son. Like he started calling me. I'm sitting down there. I'm like, why is my phone ringing? And why is my son calling me? He was like 5 feet away from me upstairs. It's crazy. Breaking news: Vooch has a secret lobotomy. That's crazy. I mean, when you talk about it affecting IQ, that's wild. What do you think about Billy not calling a timeout at the end of the last game for a good offensive set? I mean, listen, I understand that maybe you don't want to mess up the rhythm. To me, I would have personally called a timeout in that moment, but some other people pointed out that they didn't have to. So I can see the dad voice in his face. That's like it's just because I knew he was doing some shit. But I will say this: I got to give my son credit. He did like so. I made dinner before I started this stream for the kids. My youngest son, hasn't been feeling well. He was actually taking a nap. So usually, what he does when he wakes up from his nap, he'll come down here while I'm streaming and be like, "Hey, pops, what about that plate? Run me that plate." And instead, today he started calling me, but he was calling me to tell me he already made his plate. So I felt a little bad, but it is what it is. BKR Sports said, I felt that voice just now. That's funny. Hey, he muted it, but you can clearly read his lips say, hey, what the fuck you doing? That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said, too. That's crazy. The silence made that intimidating. That's crazy. All right. You can see that Miles Bridges can't play versus the Raptors in Canada. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? That's funny. That's actually pretty funny. It just showed a stat that in Embiid's career, he only lost 1 game against. Yeah, and that was last season. It was the first game that we beat Joel Embiid while he was playing for the Sixers. So Haize looked like DeMar telling the team to pass him the ball in the 4th. That's crazy. Billy has commented on the timeout situation. He acknowledged that he should have called it earlier. The ref turned his back, I guess. Let's see if he adjusts in the future. What's Billy's record as a head coach for the Chicago Bulls? I don't know. Bad. I know it's not a winning record. I think he has like a 46% win percentage, something like that. Let's see. Haize, I don't understand why people want to rebuild at the end of the day. I just don't think that that's a good idea, especially with how we wasted Zach LaVine mostly 7 years here. Well, I think, like I've said before, rebuilding just removes the expectations from the fans, right? And a lot of fans wants that like people say it with the Bears all the time, right? Because Ryan Post came in there and said we're rebuilding for 3 to 4 years, they use that as a crutch. Anytime something goes left, it's like, oh, well, remember he did say we were rebuilding for 3 or 4 years. That's what fans want to hear. Fans are frustrated right now with the Bulls. So if AK were to come out and say, hey, we're rebuilding, it would calm the fans' frustrations to a degree, and they'd be like, okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense when it's like, it's just something for you mentally. That's all it is. Sydney in the building says, hey, Haize, I'm totally just wondering, not Bulls related, but are you biracial? I was always so curious. I'm black, so no shade, just wondering. Everybody knows my backstory. Everybody. Do I still have my picture of my pops up here? That's my family. My dad in the back, my mom over there to the back left. You can't see my mama, my 2 sisters, and my nephew. There's my mama up close. Shout out to my mama for being in her mid-60s and not looking like it. So that's my family. I like that. That's my people. That's my people. Hey, remember when I told you that your 2 best players, DeMar and LaVine, can't play defense, and that is why the Bulls suck? You said, nah, that's not the problem. No, that the problem wasn't just that they can't play defense, because we were a top 5. So no, and I hate it when people try to use something completely separate going on to make a dumbass point that still doesn't sit. The reason why the Bulls were losing wasn't just because DeMar and Zach can't play defense, because we had a top 5 or a top 10 defense every year they've been here together. The problem is that it was more offensively than defensively ever. So no, that wasn't it. So don't say you can clearly see, because again, stop trying to make a separate point. So there you go on that one. I will cook your point completely up. But yeah, let's see what else we got in the building. Let's see. That's the Chicago Bulls fan. Hey, that's my family. That's my family. Shay says, I can tell that your father doesn't take any shit and that is the one to give us the ass whoopings when you were a kid. Hey, my pops, I gotta give it up to my dad was a motherfucker growing up. And I mean in the best way possible. The only reason I'm worth half a goddamn is because my pops was so hard on me. And he's a great example of a man on top of all of that. So but yeah. AK wouldn't announce that they were doing a rebuild until they were midway through a rebuild. That is also pretty much a good fact there. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Quentin from Let's Talk Bulls is heading out. He says, have to pick up the food. Peace, Haize. Beautiful family. Look forward to talking business. Absolutely. But all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. We're 4 minutes away from game time. I love you guys, man. Make sure you guys stay locked in. Hit the subscribe button where you can. Love you guys. See red. Go Bulls. All that good shit.